Welcome back to the vlog, everybody. We've got a lot more Eclipse content coming for you guys. And as you can see, I got Ricky here today. He's been a little absent recently and we've got a little bit of explaining to do. So you guys were used to seeing him on a part-time basis. He was working another job. He's since retired from that position and he is now a full-time employee here at Throtl. So you guys better get used to seeing more Ricky because that's about to happen.
Sorry.
I'm excited because I love the atmosphere when Ricky's here in the shop. We work great together. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Ricky hasn't seen this Eclipse in probably 2 weeks and a lot has happened. Quinn and I have been wrenching away on it and cutting away on it. So I'm gonna get him up to speed real quick. Ricky, the first thing you're gonna notice is we got all of our carbonetics parts. Those came in, we got a hood, we got fenders. But what we're gonna do today, after we show you around the cars, we're actually gonna finish the fenders that I cut out last week. Oh no, you weren't here when we gutted this thing.
No,
yeah, so
that's new for me too.
And we did the trunk delete.
This reminds me of the Civic already.
Yeah.
All right, so now that I've taken the quarter panel cover white body kit fiberglass thing off, I have these exposed and I can see what Mickey was trying to tell me, how this is open. I need to make, pretty much what we're gonna do, we're gonna shape this with metal, kind of like we did with the BMW, and we're gonna seal this all off with metal, tack weld it all the way across. And I'm gonna grab the cardboard right now, which is pretty much what we use for templates around here. And pretty much gonna do something like this. I'm gonna mark this with one of our Sharpies, and then we're just gonna cut it and then transfer that to a piece of metal, cut it, bring it back over here, and then get to welding.
I don't know, I never used this thing before.
Never used it? Want to learn how to use it, Vic? Want to? Yeah. I'm gonna do a straight line, and then I want you to do the other one.
You mean?
Yeah. Okay. The ground needs to be connected. You make sure there's nothing under it, right? Because the thing is gonna just
cut right through the table?
Right through. Oh yeah, which we have. And you see these two prongs? Yeah. This is what acts as the ground, right? And then once you press this trigger, it starts shooting everything. So both of them need to be on the table and straight down. So you safety. You gotta turn it on.
Do I need a mask, right?
Yes. The mask's gonna go really dark at first. Just wait a second, hold it, keep holding it, wait a second, and it'll light up for you.
Okay.
That's it, man. I'm just gonna start cutting everything out of the shop.
Alright, you better take this back.
Dude, that's crazy. That cut that like butter.
Yeah. Alright, so from this spot, as you guys can see, I already made this template for this gas cap. So I'm gonna put this right here, and then I'm gonna start tagging this in place, and then we just shave this extra stuff that you see here. We shape it flush, and then we'll continue on going the rest of the wheel well in metal all the way down. Alright, so the reason why I'm doing this, I put cardboard right here and I put a bunch of tape so it can hold it in place. And I'm gonna try to put pressure on the cardboard so it can kind of give me a crease or a marking where I need to be cutting. Alright, so I just got done putting pressure with my hand all the way up, and I'm trying to feel the creases of the cut that Mickey did. And hopefully that's enough pressure so I can transfer to the piece of cardboard. You can kind of see him here. Here's the gas cap, and here's the rear bumper area. like my arts and craft thingy, malingi. Next step is we're gonna grab the Weezy wheel, which is gonna clean everything up. No sharp edges, and this is actually pretty good. Alright, so as a test fit in this, like always, I always like to mark everything a little bit bigger just in case something happens, I can fix it. Still too big, so now it's probably gonna take about 1/8 of an inch off the whole edge and then try to fit it again and then go from there. Alright, so I just finished grinding down what I think the edge is gonna be, the finishing touch. So right now that's what it looks like. And if you can see, I have no clean surface around it. So the next job is to clean that out. Let me get this out so I can show you better. Next thing to do here, you guys see all this right here? My markings where my plate is gonna be. I gotta clean all this area. And this is like rubberized undercoating so it doesn't get rusty. So all that's gotta come off and it needs to be bare metal before I can weld this plate back in there. All right, so this is the part that's gonna be facing up in the wheel well, which is not gonna be seen anymore. And obviously I don't want to leave it raw metal, so we're gonna use some PVE wheel through primer. That way it doesn't rot away when it's up there by itself. So the good thing about this spray is that once it's up there, I can still weld on top of this primer, and it won't mess with the welds or anything. It'll weld perfectly fine. Alright, so I just put a few tacks here and then a few ones over here, and I just put this in place because now I want to take this off and I want to see if there's a gap between the wheel well and the actual quarter panel. It shouldn't be, but if there is, this is a problem, that gap. Alright, so if we see over here, all this right here is perfect. It's right aligned with the wall. Right here there's a tiny gap, but we're not even done putting pressure. Once you put pressure, it actually seals it. So I'll be able to weld all this. Right here though, not so much. Press up, kind of tack weld it in each corner just so I can hold it in place, and then weld it back down there. So, and we'll be back on track. All right guys, so far so good. I ended up welding around here, and then everything else, like this thing is so steady, it's not gonna go anywhere anymore. I'm gonna leave this raw until we put the seam sealer, and then we're gonna primer the whole thing. Put the flare on it just to make sure that, the white body, just to make sure everything is still good. Okay, so it is the next day and I picked up the camera, as you guys can see, and I'm back on the Eclipse. The same thing that I did on the passenger side, we are going to do on the driver's side. So I already took off the quarter panel aftermarket, whatever you want to call it, the wide body kit for the rear. We already took it off. So Mika already cut the inner splash off the wheel well of the Eclipse, and as you can see, he did an excellent job making everything nice and even and flat for me. I'm gonna get back to work. I cleaned all these up right here. And I'm ready to start welding. I put the flare back on it for the wide body kit.
All right, Ricky got all the welding buttoned up and the materials are in place and all trimmed up, which is really nice. So now we gotta just throw a layer of seam seal in here to keep any elements out from any pinholes or areas where water could get behind the metal. So we wanna seal it back up just like the factory does. All right, it's the next morning. Our seam sealer is now nice and cured. Turned out awesome. We used white sealer this time. Sealer color doesn't really matter. We're gonna go ahead and paint over this anyway. The nice thing is this is now gonna seal out all the elements, any water, debris that could get in there and cause corrosion or rust down the line. This is a much more advanced way of doing wide bodies, and I think it's the way we're gonna be doing all of ours from here on out because it's a way cleaner look. And it's more like something you would see from the factory. What's also nice is Ricky left this material on here that sticks out from the chassis itself, and that allows our over fender to sit against this with some foam tape and seal off all that debris from flying up inside the fender in here. This thing offers a couple different luxuries over the typical cut and fold method that we used to do. Like this a lot better, it's way cleaner. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. We've got a lot more coming. We've got a little bit more fab work to do before this goes off to paint and body. And you guys will see that in the next video. So stay tuned for that. So hit that subscribe button, leave us some comments down below, give us some thumbs up. We love them. We'll see you guys in the next one.